Hey guys, it's Joel with Coreware. Today we are going to be going over one of the most exciting topics that you could ever imagine, just like all of our webinars, and that is HR. With us today, we have Matt Monroe, who's the president of Advisor HR, and my coworker Charles Britt, who's been working with Matt, and he's probably a better subject matter expert on our side than anybody else. So these two are going to carry on a conversation, show you how a service like this can save you thousands of dollars a year in wasted money, basically, when you can have somebody, taking care of the HR stuff, which we all know is mundane. It's you're worried about moving product. You've got a team over here that's worried about all the other things that you should be worried about. So just hear them out, and we'll take some questions at the very end. But with that, I'm going to hand it over to Matt and Charles. So Charles, you want to lead it off and kind of introduce Matt, because you guys have a history, right?
Yeah, for sure. Hey, everyone. Welcome. So we've been working with Advisor HR, coming up about 2 years now. And the more clients that they bring on, especially in the shooting sports industry, what I think is really cool, the more work they are doing to provide more sort of exclusive and specific services that are great for any small business, which is their bread and butter, but that particularly in the shooting sports industry has been incredibly helpful, not only in saving time and money, but in helping business owners think about things they might not have considered when it comes to risk mitigation, when it comes to insurance, when it comes to hiring, attracting, and training. And the great thing about Advisor HR is it gives you sort of the back end of like a Fortune 500 when it, from things like scheduling, time off requests, getting your employee handbook, shift swaps, workers' comp, digital training assets, as well as finding good workers. I think we can spend some time on that because we've got some great success stories on how they've helped us with, where industries specific hiring won't work with the shooting sports industry, like jobs.com, et cetera. They've got some great tools to hire, find, and attract great employees that also stay around a long time. And then as part of that is, well, how do you attract and retain? That goes back to benefits. And I think a lot of small to mid-sized companies think that a service or a PEO like Advisor HR might be like, too complicated or an overkill or too expensive. And I think we'll show how they can really save you in a lot of different areas while freeing up so much of your admin work. And then we'll look at some industry specifics. They rolled up a firearms inventory insurance, which has been really fascinating. And then on top of that, your general liability, health insurance, great benefit to your employees. And then if you go to range, lead testing, hearing testing, background checks, all integrated into your HIRS system. So from there, I guess, Matt, I'll kind of let you do a quick intro on who you are, what you guys do, for any small business, and then we can dive into the specifics.
Yeah, that's great. I've got some screen sharing to do today too, where I'm going to show you what some of that technology looks like. Most people are asking, what can I do in a handheld device? Well, we've got what we call our adaptive employee experience, whether you're on your laptop, your tablet, or your phone, you're going to have the same experience with everything from onboarding all the way through some of the things that you were talking about just a minute ago with PTO, scheduling, all of those type of things. So we've got the most cutting edge technology rated #1 in mid to small businesses in size, with our platform being iSolve. And so we're a certified partner of iSolve. Over 2 million employees across the country are on the platform. That is just seamless. And some of the exciting things that we do for the industry, in the sports industry, is going to be the LMS, the learning management system as well. So we have other applications that all tie into the same platform, the same dashboards that are going to provide everything from, again, like we said, your new employee that you're hiring is going to go through an onboarding process that would look like if they went with a Fortune 500 company. Okay, you're going to be able to do that. And then once they're an employee, what's the training? Is there any training that needs to be done? We have the LMS system, all video driven. It can be PowerPoints, it's tests, questions, grades, badges, all those type of things that a lot of larger companies have been using for years, and now our small to mid-sized businesses can use as well. It's very economical. One of the things that we've done different in the industry in the last 10 years is really strive to help small businesses afford, that type of technology. Normally it's just out of range. It's like, no, there's no way. Well, a lot of small companies are using spreadsheets, or they're using 4 different companies to do, different things in their business with all the employee administration needs. And so what we do is we condense it all into one platform. Okay. Easy to use, easy to navigate for employees, no matter what their backgrounds are. And between the technology and then the hands-on experience we provide here at Advisor HR with our service level, it's a game changer. So I know that we already have a lot of clients in this industry that have loved the services, that have come on board. I know we were just out at the SHOT Show with you guys. That was awesome to kind of see the big picture of the industry. And I know everybody knows it's just huge. But, really, when it comes down to it, 70% of our economy is based off of small businesses. That's our market. That's who we talk to. Do we have large companies? Absolutely. We've got some with 700 employees. But you know what? That's not really the economy today. So giving them OSHA compliance, drug testing, background checks, the hiring process, retaining the talent, the lead testing in this industry, and hearing tests, all of these things combined into one platform, into one company. It's a great service. And what we do, Charles, and you already know this, is we use just a pay as you go. As far as our billing is concerned, which is everybody's first, well, how much is it? Well, you pay as you go, and you pay per employee. So if you got 5 employees, you pay for 5 employees. You don't pay one big fee for the year like a premium. You're paying every single payroll. It's just a little bit as we move along. And then throughout the year, the amount of services will definitely outweigh the billings. So the way we're able to do it is the more people we service, at the economical mark, then it makes sense for everybody to be able to save that type of money and get these type of services. So kick it back over to you, Charles.
Yeah, that's what's been cool to see, is whether you've got 2 employees or 100 employees, the barrier to entry just for you want to really grow your shop, you want to really grow your business. You are laying the foundation that's going to allow you to quickly grow. And we've even seen that with clients that have come on board that started with 3, and then now they've got 20 plus employees, and they're offering benefits, and they're doing commercial insurance, and everything's channeling through one platform. You don't have to hire an HR person, right? Once you've got 20 or 30 employees, because you've got Advisor HR backing you up, plus the tools and the technology to, really in those nitty gritty details, like Matt said, right? If you're doing stuff through QuickBooks for this, and this other service for payroll, and this other service for time and attendance, consolidating that under one umbrella that's industry friendly is really a game changer. But yeah, I guess, Matt, if you want to jump into a little bit of the demo so we can show people exactly kind of what this looks like, and then the wide range. I think that's one of the challenges. You guys can help in so many different ways. It's hard to cover in sort of one visit, but definitely if you're interested at all, right, we can always book up a one-on-one follow-up. But we're going to dive into a bit more of a demo here and show you everything they can do.
Hey, Matt,
Yes,
I
sir.
literally hit a wrong button and I went away for like 30 seconds. And I think we were about to throw your screen up there. Just give me the word and I'll throw it up there. I'm sorry about that, man.
Yeah, bring it on up. I've got several modules up right now that I can show. Let me this is just going to be the content. I'm going to show you what it actually looks like in a few seconds, or a few minutes after we get past this. But I'll get past some of this. We're in over 45 states across the country, and this PowerPoint was done some time ago. We could be in 50 by now. So, you know, we're a PEO, professional employment organization. You may have heard of other companies like this, ADP Total Source, Paychex, HR, JustWorks. There's a number of them out there. We've set ourselves apart on so many different levels than those companies. We're also 40 to about 60% less expensive than those companies as well. And it's basically because of our entire model and how we built our company. So our whole idea here today is to kind of go, okay, if you like what you're hearing, the best way to learn more is get on one of our one-on-one webinars with our staff here, and they walk you through your business and what you're doing and some of the key features you might be looking for and services that you may be lacking, or maybe your HR person on site needs help with identifying with somebody on our staff that can work along with them, or maybe you just need somebody to take over that role. It's just up to you and in those webinars. So that's how we do 100% of our business transactions and bringing on new clients is going to be through a simple presentation online, what we're doing here, but one-on-one about your business. And that's going to make it really personable. We're going to talk about payroll. We're going to talk about how you're doing it. You know, do you want to do it differently? Do you want to do PTO differently? Do you want it all in one module? Do you have garnishments? We do all that for you. You know, everything you see on the screen here and much more is just the services that we offer. It's just everyday stuff for us. Okay. From a benefit standpoint, probably one of the most talked about subjects in the country today is benefits. And that's going to be benefit management, but also, you know, maybe you have a very small company and you're not doing benefits because you don't have enough employees that would participate. Well, that's not a barrier. That's not an issue for us. Okay. If you have, for example, clients, if you have employees that, you know, maybe they're on subsidies, you know, how do you handle that? You know, we help you through that. That's part of our service. Benefit cost analysis, or maybe you're ready for benefits and we've got multiple plans through national carriers that are all large group, multi-employer plans that you can join along with all of our clients and have gold style services. I mean, low deductibles, low out-of-pocket maxes, and then rates that, you know, are really budget friendly for small businesses. So we're really excited about all those types. These are the type of things we'll talk to them about. So I'll just kind of pause, and I know for a second and just say, you know, before we move on, you know, the biggest, you know, we talked about this being an HR call, you know, all those decisions or all the things I just talked about were decisions that your HR or the owners and the HR who are acting as HR managers have to do. I mean, but we do it all. Our platform, our system, and our people assisting you on a weekly basis help with and do electronic onboarding, employment verifications, employee file auditings, work comp, OSHA management, you name it. Developing your company handbook even. Okay, taking what you have, which is super important in today's market, especially in legal with a termination. You know, what was in the handbook originally when they signed? Did they acknowledge the handbook when they became a new employee? You know, all of these questions are things that you have to take into consideration owning that company in today's marketplace. Unemployment claims, what do you do with them? Well, they all come here, and we have an unemployment department that handles that for you, no cost. Just part of your pay-as-you-go plan with us, okay? HR forms, documents, EPLI insurance. Every business owner should have employee practice liability insurance. It's just part of what we provide as a service to you. And then drug testing, background checks. Again, we talked about just a second ago, lead testing, hearing tests, you know, all the things that are important to industry specific. So, you know, the HR is important. But what about legal? What if something goes wrong with with an employee, and it's you know, a complaint, it's a hostile work environment, it's you know, unemployment fraud? What would you do? You know, do you run down to your local attorney? Do you have an attorney on staff? Probably not. Here at Advisor HR, complimentary services for being a client. you have access to HR legal. Okay. Not just 1 hour, one time, or a checkup. No, you have complete legal services from a employment law standpoint, meaning that if you have any issues, whether it's 10 hours this year or 100 hours this year of our time in our legal department, we'll handle that for you complimentary. Again, simple pay as you go uh, uh, fee for being a client. Doesn't go up, doesn't go down based on what you're doing. And, it's all set up at the very beginning. So you know exactly what you got yourself into. Plus
Yeah,
payroll.
Matt, just
This should, yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
yeah, I think what's really cool about that legal service is, for those smaller issues where it's like, hey, Timmy's taking cash out of the register, right? And I think a lot of business owners, you're so busy, you're like, that's going to be a can of worms to even deal with. So having a resource for issues like that, for harassment issues or peer-to-peer issues within the company, to where you almost just want to stick your head in the sand, but now you don't have to do that, and you're not having
Yeah.
to worry about, oh my gosh, just calling an attorney about someone stealing $20 is going to cost me $350 an hour. That's not the case, and so that piece, I think, when you tie that in with everything else, is also a bit of a game changer.
Yeah, it really is, Charles, because today, even in the state of North Carolina, where you have a right to terminate somebody, they have a right to come back at you, and having all your ducks in a row, employee performance improvement plans that don't necessarily work out, or like, how do we start that? What do we do? That's where our HR department can help your HR folks, whether they're a seasoned HR specialist, generalist, or just somebody that has, organically become the HR person at your company. You'll have that type of support. So we can get a performance evaluation done, and then improvement plan. If you don't meet, if they're not meeting the plan, then you have this termination process, which is, as a business owner, you just want to make sure you're covering all your ducks. You don't want to be, facing any type of legal issue beyond, doing it the correct way. So it's a great service, great service. The payroll piece, it's just part of the administration of everything that we're doing. Because we're such a compliant driven HR company, we do the payroll. This is something that we must do for you to be a client. And the reason why is because this is where the most compliant pieces of your business are going to happen. For example, filing your 940, 941s, doing your W-2s correctly, any type of 401k reporting, all your taxes, paid on a per payroll period, all of that. Well, our system does all of those things, plus the tracking of PTO, incredible amount of reporting, new hire reporting, even employees that don't even have bank accounts. We have payroll pay cards, the coordination with benefits, you name it. Okay. More importantly well, I shouldn't say more importantly, but very important topic is going to be, you know, the employee feels like he's got some self-service tools in his hands with his platform on his device. So he can log in, he can see all type of information from his pay stubs to his W-4. He can make changes to his address. He can do so much. He can print off his pay stubs. I mean, everything's located in one location. He can take time off right there on his phone, or at least request it, and the manager can approve it or whatever. But then probably the last phase is going to be the benefits and the term key, whether it's short-term, long-term disability, the major health insurance. Every company could offer a benefit book that was not going to cost the company a dime out of pocket. For example, if you wanted to offer dental, vision, accident, telehealth, life insurance, short term, long term, you could put that in a way where the employee can pay for it because it's more of an ancillary type item. Or we can put together benefit compensation plans that says, hey, if you're at this level in the company, you get $100 a month toward all benefits. Well, that'll cover the dental, that'll cover the vision, that'll cover the accident, that'll cover a lot of the benefits. So we get very creative with every client, depending on what they're willing to do and what they want to do. And we walk you through those exercises so you have a better understanding of really how all these things work. You don't have to have an agent for everything out there in the that you need. You have one consolidated area here with advisor HR. It's really nice. So with that, Charles, you got any comments about the health and some of those things that you've seen some of the
Again,
clients
that
coming
if
on with?
it's I think it's one of those things a lot of people just write off, right, at the top. It's like, hey, I've got 5 employees, or even I got 30 employees. It's going to be too expensive. But seeing some of the ways, like you said, you've been able to do that with no minimum enrollment, or sort of bifurcating where, hey, this level, you get whatever, $1,000 a month towards your insurance, and then the tax saving potential, even for if you're a husband-wife duo, or you got 5 employees. It's definitely worth, I'd say, diving into a one-on-one call to figure out how they can, one, get you really great benefits,
Yeah.
primarily through Blue Cross, but then 2, okay, well, how do we save on taxes, and how do we save, money in general, while also offering, industry leading benefits to your employees.
Right. I mean, that's going to be key. Offering a small company like you're talking about, 5 employees. Let's imagine they had 3 choices of plans: a high deductible, okay, a low deductible, and then a HSA plan. Like most of the times when you're that large, or that small with employee group, that carriers, they don't even want to talk to you. Okay, agents don't even want to talk to you. But at Advisor HR, we're such a full circle of benefit and platform driven company. It's just a piece of what we do. So we can put you in one of our plans, give you great options, create a great handbook for your people to see, to make the choices, and then have electronic onboarding for all of the things that you're choosing, which makes it really simple. Okay, but imagine an HSA, health savings account, and then you got a PPO plan of, let's call it 2,500, and a PPO plan of 5,000. So you got lots to choose from. And then we can look at the least amount of premium cost. Let's say the employee only HSA is $400, for example. Well, the company can pay half of that, 200. So, and then any other plan they buy, it can all be based on that. So we can do very specific defined contribution type plans as well. So what you're looking at on the screen right now is just our core services. Some things that we've talked about: time management, labor management. You know, we can API into the Coreware platform. We can do whatever we need to do. We can do it, which is super, super nice. The scheduling pieces, all that. Some of it is overlapping of what some of the system can do already. But, if you need a different option, you have it there at your fingertip. And then we do all type of talent management, which, some of our larger clients, they'll use applicant tracking. This is where you do job board postings, and it's all run on your back office at your facility. Companies that tend to have about 30 to 100 employees, that they kind of like that tool. But one of the things I talked about early on in the call was this learning management module, which has 90,000 preloaded videos and tests inside of here that, based on HIPAA laws or compliance pieces, harassment, things that you may want to put into part of being an employee there to help cover you from a compliance standpoint, you can do. Okay, which is super nice. It's very, very affordable. Every single client loves the learning management. Performance management, again, it's there for you. We've got larger modules. We got the core services has its own built-in module as well for performance management. Got lots of options. Okay, so give you what you need. And then
Yeah, one thing
finally,
on that, Matt,
go ahead.
because you can customize those modules too, correct? So if you
Absolutely, we
wanted,
build it.
I know we've
Yep.
had some clients looking at doing for their range officers, right? Maybe you got to work your way up to be an RSO. You can have a digital training with a certificate. So you can build these growth pathways for your employees, whether it's like, oh, hey, now you want to be an instructor. Well, you got to go through these modules to get to that.
Yeah, yeah. And you know, that's what we do. So, you know, we just had a company with 9 employees come on, and, you know, they you know, this is in the last 6 months, and now they're at 29 employees, okay? And at first, they wanted the LMS, and they wanted HIPAA law, and they wanted this, and we built it all out for them. And we built out the whole system for every client. So it's nothing to it's not a very, involved process from the client standpoint. If the gun shop or the gun range, you know, wants to come on as a client, all they have to do is provide us some simple data up front, and then we build it all out for them. So when their employees log into their app, this is kind of the view they'll see. Now, this changes cosmetically from time to time. It just changed again, actually, because we're constantly doing updates to the technology, the look, the feel, and then all the bells and whistles. It's kind of like Apple, you know, they're updating their service all the time. But once you're in, it'd say good afternoon to the person there. If they over here, you'll see this. This is a desktop view. This is kind of what it looks like on the phone on the right side. And then if it's a time and attendance, they just clock in. They can just press this little button right there. It clocks them right into work. Okay. So they clock out, they just clock back out on it for breaks, whatever. But they can go in here and look at their pay history. They can look at all their deductions. They can look at every single thing related to their pay stub. Okay. Any type of full 401k contributions. By the way, if you don't offer 401k, you can now, because with Advisor HR, we have a full 401k service. And you know how much it costs? Zero. Costs you $0 to implement that. We do all the reporting for it and everything else, and your employees can take advantage of it. But here you can see on your device that exactly how much you have going into the 401k, what your year-to-date total is, you know, all these type of things. So even shows you how much winning. Maybe you had your check go into multiple accounts, one checking account. Okay, some of it went into the savings account, and $50 went into a pay card. Maybe that was for your child, or you know, something like that. So you've got all those little options there. You can have up to 8 bank accounts tagged to your pay stub or paycheck. So we can split that money up however you want it. Most people have it in one, maybe 2, but you know, some people are pretty creative. Pay stub, you know, we talked about that. You can download that, print that out right there on your device. Let's say you want to get to your end of the year. You know, you're always waiting on your W-2. Not anymore. It's right here in your hand. Just click on your W-2 and you can print that out. It's absolutely phenomenal services. And if you need to create a bank account, okay, like add another bank account to your, you just go in here to your pay area under direct deposits, and then you can like add a bank account, your deposit information, the bank details, everything else. Really nice tax withholdings. It has an updated wizard, so you can go in here and, you know, change your W-4. So maybe you need to be taking more out in taxes. You know, it's just up to the person, the individual person. So you know, all your I-9 information's in there. So it's really an amazing tool to use. And then I'm just kind of going around here showing you some of the things that happen as a client looking at some of your technology. Um, let's look at what it looks like to be a new hire at your company. Imagine this is on your phone or whatever. You hire a new person, and the new person gets an email. And the email says, "Hey, welcome to XYZ gun range. Click on this link, and it takes you here to this point right here to start onboarding." Now, your welcome messages here, your social media policy, you might have it, might not. We can implement that, obviously. Your company handbook, acknowledgement is going to be on here. Everything is going to be on your portal. So somebody's going on here. Now, it's on the phone too. Okay. So it's just a different view up and down, but this is a more of a desktop view just for presentation sake. You know, the person can start putting all their information into the onboarding portion. There's 4 steps really, and then a final review. And they can load up a picture of themselves. There's so much interaction here as they're onboarding. It makes it really nice. Okay, they can go through any of the personal information, contact information, emergency contacts, beneficiaries, set up your pay stubs with your direct deposits. You create that yourself, your tax forms, your I-9 verification, your EEO self-identification is in here. Okay, it's really simple. And then probably one of the things that we help companies with too is the WOTC certification. This could be hundreds or $10,000, $100,000 coming back to you, free money with a WOTC certification program that we administrate here at Advisor HR. So this is for work opportunity tax credit. It's a federal tax credit available to employees for hiring individuals from certain targeted groups. So if you say, have you ever worked for this employer before, and you hit no, and you go through a series of questions, and this employee qualifies for WOTC certification, great. The company is going to get money back from the government, and we administrate all that. It's a really awesome program. Certification details. Maybe the person has allergies, or hold on, go back to certifications. Maybe they've been certified in training or whatever. Okay, it can load it up all right there in this area. Allergies, charities, favorite food, shirt sizes, whatever you want to have on here, we can load it up. Support documents, upload any others that you have, we can complete. And then bang, they're done. This is what the new look on your phone looks like now for an employee. So good afternoon, Maxine. And I'll slow down here and let Charles chip in for a second, because I know I'm kind of moving through some things as fast as I can for time's sake.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
No, thanks, Matt.
just
Okay.
hopping in here. If you guys want to schedule a demo, because I know this stuff can be hard to follow, because if it's not directly, if it doesn't have anything to do directly with your business, it's kind of hard to make these things work in your head. So you can just scan this code if you're watching this on your laptop or on your desktop. Just scan this code and go on and schedule a demo with Advisor HR and learn more about it. I just wanted to throw that in there real quick. You guys let me know when you're ready for me to take this code down, and then we'll get back to you guys.
Well, yeah, while that's up for a second, Matt, I think, number one, I think really for anyone, right, it's worth doing a quick, 30, 45-minute call. You're probably going to learn a lot, like those tax credits. And I know there's some for veterans, right? I know there's all these programs that Advisor HR is aware of that they are going out and finding, credits and grants and, kind of keeping the feelers out for that again, as most business owners, too busy to even, kind of deal with it. On the scheduling piece, just anecdotally, people love the shift swap, right? Managers and owners, how much time are you spending? Like Tony wants to swap with Mary on Tuesday, but wait a minute, she's not an RSO, or wait a minute, it doesn't have this certification. The system handles those shift swaps where your employees can work that out amongst themselves if you set it up to where they can swap, and then a manager approves it. That's just like one little sliver, right? But I think that illustrates sort of a breath of fresh air of like getting rid of some of that like admin headache. And then I think that's all I have, Matt. I think definitely I don't know if we're getting to the hire and attract, but it has been interesting seeing what you guys are doing like with the job postings, because interestingly, if you post job postings related to the shooting sports industry or even CBD, we were getting so many people telling us they're getting their job postings pulled down. Advisor HR can really help you find those talented employees without running into that pitfall.
The applicant tracking tool is super cool. Again, it's really for some of the larger accounts. If you got a larger business, some of our smaller companies, I've got a nonprofit right now, Charles, that it's all military run, and it's a nonprofit. But they wanted all the bells and whistles because that's what they're used to. Their career in the military, they had all access to everything, and now they have access to it for us. So it may be a little overkill for them, but it's exactly what they want, and it's affordable. So that where some small business would think, oh, it's just too cumbersome, we don't need it. Some people are looking for that type of technology, and so that's pretty awesome. if we can get back to the slides, I'll show a couple more. And let's see, I layered it back here somewhere. Okay, so here is here's the dashboard of what's going to be on your phone. On your phone, it's going to be, it's going to be half of this. Okay, so you're just going to scroll down and see, your recently visited links in your back office, your time cards in here, your calendar, the company calendar, documents, everything, messages. If the company wants to kick out a message to the 5 employees or 20 employees and have it on record, just do it in the system, and it sends it to them directly. Okay, so now it's noted in there. Any type of benefits, if you do have benefits, all the benefit enrollments are done online. If you do have any of the talent management, such as the Learn and Grow, the applicant tracking, whichever ones, okay, could just be Learn and Grow. The Learn and Grow is the LMS, the learning management system. That's phenomenal. Okay, so that would be on there, and you've got all these tools right here at your fingertips. And then, from a standpoint of messaging, every employee will have to acknowledge here, for example, the handbook. And when they do, it says, I acknowledge I have read and understand this document. I certify I've read, understand, and accept the content of the document. They click on a button over there and, they hit sign. It's been acknowledged. This is a big deal. Okay. If you own a company and you're hiring, you got employees, then you need the handbook, and you need not just a handbook, you need acknowledgement of it. And how did they acknowledge that? Oh, because you gave it to them. All right. Well, at some point, you're going to have to prove that. And so here, it's definitely proven in digital technology. Okay. So again, here's the pay period. Some of these things we've looked at on my other PowerPoint, your W-2s, your PTO balances. Over here is your holidays for the companies that already have holidays on their schedule. So the employees can look at those, and then they can kind of work around those dates to schedule their own. So it's really nice. All the time card information. If you miss punches, you can go in there and correct it, or the manager can. Open enrollment for benefits. Again, the enrollment for benefits looks very similar to the enrollment as a new employee. Okay, but now you're already an employee, or maybe it's 60, 90 days past your new hire date and you're eligible for benefits. Then you would get an email that would direct you or a message on your device that would tell you, hey, it's time for enrollment. So it's done automatically. All right.
Yeah.
And so if you move, Charles, for example, they can just hit edit and they can change their address, and it changes it in the system. So it's really nice.
Yep.
So now all those HR managers, owners who are, get somebody walks in their offices. Hey, I moved. I forgot to change my address. Can you do that for me? And all of a sudden they got 3 vendors they're working with, instead of having to, work with all of them and the confusion and creating more work on them. They can just go in there and do it themselves. Okay. Now for large companies, this is key. So for smaller companies, may not be the biggest headache in the world, but again, your technology and your service here at Advisor HR, whether it's our people or the technology, should be freeing you up to do the things that make you successful in your business, and freeing you up to do things you like to do in life. Okay, so meaning more time off or less time hovering over spreadsheets. Okay, so you can verify your beneficiaries, so you can put all your kids in here, or dependents, whoever that may be, and then you can go in here and select your medical plans. And then when you're all done, it all builds it out, and it puts it in a shopping cart, tells you what your expenses are, gives you all type of information. Okay, so it's a really good example. This other example I have is probably a little better of what that looks like as you go through here. Here's what it looks like on the phone. Super easy. Okay, but as you're going through here making selections on plans, okay, let's say you wanted to select the Blue Cross Blue Shield basic plan, and you hit for employee family coverage. Okay, it's going to drop it in the shopping cart over here on the right. It just depends on what you're selecting. On the basic coverage, you can see the employee cost, employee family. Now, this is the actual employee cost. So the employer is paying a portion. That doesn't show up. It's just showing them what they're paying per pay period. Or they can hit per month or per year and kind of add it up a little differently to see the difference. Okay. So it's a lot of information. Again, the best way to do this is going to be on our webinars. Okay. They're just tailored fit for you and your business, because every business owner is going, but we do it this way or we do it that way. You know what? You can do it any way you want, but at the end of the day, where's all that data gonna go? How are you getting it? How's it gonna save you money? How's it gonna put you in a better position, maybe one day, to even sell your business? Well, right here at Advisor HR, I got that answer for you. Your employees will have a full benefit statement so they can see their total compensation. So if you were paying for some of the benefits, then you definitely gonna see that there, which is really nice. So we can take off the screen sharing now, and I'll tell you probably one more area, Charles, that we're going to see a lot of cost reduction. Okay, now if you currently have health insurance, we can see probably a cost reduction moving to our large group plans. Okay, uh, the rates are incredible. All right, so it'd be one thing definitely to check. The second thing is going to be your business insurance. Okay, where do you have that parked? So if you're not married to your business insurance agent, then I would definitely, when you're doing your one-on-one here with your webinar, then I would definitely bring that up. We're going to talk about workers' compensation, but you might have general liability, you might have, you know, trucks, cars, whatever it may be attached to the business name. Then we can look at those policies, and we're going to audit them for you and tell you if they're good or not. And more importantly, we're probably going to give you another rate, and that rate could be the difference of, hey, we just saved enough money on our business insurance that the advisor HR services is really a wash. So it kind of depends on every client and what they're dealing with, what they're working with. So that's kind of the sum of it. I mean, we're touching every single category of your business administration, your employees, your taxes, obviously all the benefit, HR, 401ks, all the things that there are available, talent management, learning management, all into one module. So, just makes life much easier. Charles?
Yeah, that's yeah, and like we keep saying, there's so much there. Definitely book a webinar. One other little thing, we were talking about this the other day. If you were running a sports business, like you've chosen the most complicated, challenging, and sort of convoluted business you could run. So kudos to anyone that's like running a gun shop. Like, I think a lot of people don't realize how much more there is to it than pretty much any other retail business that you could run. The scheduling piece is pretty awesome, right? Even if you only have 10 employees, you've got a lot more requirements, right? Maybe you want it's like, okay, on Saturday I need someone that can run background checks, and I need a gunsmith, and I need 3 people that are RSOs, right? Trying to manage that and cross-reference people's time off requests or vacations, and making sure you've got the right people and the right roles. That is a huge headache, and when you get it wrong, it has a huge impact on your business. So the scheduling that's built in can really help manage that as well. So when you kind of look at that across the board, and then you're like, wait a second, I'm getting these sort of Fortune 500 level benefits, technology, with the back office that I can call at Advisor HR if I have legal questions, and then kind of paired with the savings on workers' comp, general liability, firearm inventory insurance, even bundle in your auto insurance if you have a corporate vehicle. That's kind of where the total package really makes so much sense.
Well, it does. And, one of the things that I think would be very helpful is going to be the WOTC tax credits in this industry, which, it's going to, give a federal tax credit incentive those maxes change all the time, 6,000, 9,600, but it's significant. Okay, that could be a big part of our services that are complementary. When we're going to tell you how to do it, and where to get that done and how to take care of that. So that's pretty exciting. Looks like a few people from what Charles and Joel have told me that they need to set up those webinars. There's a link in the comment section on how to, you
Yeah,
can just
looks
click
like
on
that's
that.
yeah. Joel, can you put the QR code back up? Because that link looks like
Yeah,
you can't link there.
this
And we'll send out a follow-up email with a link to where you can book as
Yeah.
well. So be on the lookout for that.
Yeah. So
And
the
yeah, if
booking
anyone has
system,
any questions,
yep.
go
Those
ahead, Matt.
presentations, they're like 30 minutes long. So if you will, and none of them are 30 minutes, because the owners of the businesses end up taking them to 45 minutes with questions. Because once you get into the flow of what we're doing on this call, and you're opening up and saying, here's the areas of concern, here's what I need to work on, here's where we need to be better, here's here's my wish list. Once you get going through that, our expertise here, is amazing. That works with every single client and gets them started on a journey of putting a path together for them. And some clients can come on as early as a week, and some is typically, hey, we'll start the first of the next month. But it's kind of depend on where you're at and how fast you're ready to act and get into some of these things. Business insurance, health insurance, all your HR needs, benefits, payroll, you know, and a lot more, learning management, all in one location. It is a great package. And Dean says, hey, it looks like a great package. It is. It's something you kind of have to experience for yourself also. So when you're on these demos with us and going through it, they'll click through it and give you a really good detailed explanation of these back offices, and what it looks like on your side. So, and that's pretty much all I have, Charles. I appreciate being on, Joel, and you guys having me. This,
Yeah, of
I
course.
think
Thank
this is
you.
my second time,
Eh,
doing this, and the first time, we did it. We had several new clients come on board, and that's what we're here to do. And then we look forward to being more involved, and continuing to grow. And I'm already looking forward. I know it's a long time away, but I'm looking forward to going back out to Vegas, and that was a great experience. And I think we hosted
Here we go.
one of the dinners or something there. We sponsored it. Advisor HR
Yep.
did. So we just had a great time mingling with everybody out there, and looking forward to more success.
Yeah. And I'd say too, if you're watching and you're like, oh, I'm a sole proprietor right now, or I only have 2 employees, it's still worth doing a webinar. Or if you got 1,000, right? They've got some things that we can look into that as well. But as a growth accelerator, right? We're seeing companies grow really quickly, and laying that foundation. Don't feel like you're like, oh, I don't want to do a webinar because I only have 2 employees. I think you'd be surprised to see what they can offer you, especially from the benefit side for those like 1 or 2 employee companies, but
Charles,
also just laying that foundation and kind of giving you some nitrous side to really grow your business.
yeah, and Charles also, for those people that just bought the business, let's go right now. Let's not have any hiccups.
Yep.
If you're just buying the business, let's go. If you're going to buy another location, or looking at buying a different type of business somewhere else, we've got clients that have 15, 20 locations, with all 15 to
Mm-hmm.
25 employees in each location. So seamlessly together, seeing all these businesses, whether they have different FEIN numbers or whatever, you'll see the seamlessness here at Advisor HR. So no matter what size, or if you're rapidly trying to grow and have more ranges, or more land, or more shops, or whatever it may be, then we can do that for you. Okay. So that's all I got. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And the QR code works perfectly. You guys are awesome.
There we
Thank you
go.
very much.
Thank you
Yeah,
guys. Thank
thanks.
you
And yeah,
so
I'd
much
add
for
too, just oh, sorry, Joel. Yeah, even even if you're just looking at your insurances, what I've seen these guys save, and maybe it's not all the time, but a lot of the time on the commercial insurance, the general liability, the workers' comp, um, there's a lot of, just like with our payment processing, on the coreware side, there's a lot of kind of hidden fees typically in there. So I've seen some pretty big changes in those premiums. So even if that's of interest, I'd say, reach out, and then, kind of everything else will come with that too. So,
For
guys.
sure.
but yeah, Joel,
No
you
matter
can take
no
it from
matter what,
here.
you should be reaching out because you may not need it today, but you'll definitely need it later. And I know a lot of you may not be the business owner. A lot of our customers, you guys are managing the place, or you guys, you're an employee of the place. If you bring this to your boss, if you bring this to the owner, they're going to love you. You're going to get a raise. So really take ownership of the company that you work for, and start pushing the owners to look at something like this. This could save them a lot of money, and that money is going to go right back to you, the employees. So again, you may not need it today, but you'll definitely need it one day. If you're not looking at your business like that, you're probably looking at it wrong. You're not looking to grow, right? So one day you will absolutely need a service like this. Might as well start up the conversation now. We thank you so much for joining us. We've got some webinars coming up. We've got our next one's June 5th. It's going to be core AI tactics. It's going to be some more AI stuff. I don't know if you guys know, but we just had the release, not us, obviously, or I would be on a jet saying this, but OpenAI had the release of their new ChatGPT 4.0. And I'm going to be going over some of that stuff. It's the full featured application's not available yet, but we're going to be able to talk about that stuff coming up and how it's going to help you with your business. We've got two more after that. One's the 12th and one's the 26th. I don't think we've got these dates nailed down yet, but I'm going to tell you what they are. One of them is going to be Smart Waiver. If you're a gun range, you've got people signing waivers when they come in to shoot. So this is a really good solution for that. And we've also got Corilla. If you don't know about Corilla, you need to know about Corilla. It's a great CRM and marketing platform. Allow you to do some pretty powerful stuff. Put you on par with Amazon. Give so that you can give your customers that Amazon experience. So really keep an eye out for that stuff. We're also going to be at the NSSF Range Retail Business Expo in West Palm Beach coming up in July. The week before that, we'll probably do a webinar kind of covering why you should be there as well. It's a really good place. It's a excellent networking opportunity. And obviously it's focused right on you, the retailer, and especially if you own a range. So keep an eye out for some stuff. Today this replay will be ready immediately when we're done here, and we'll also be uploading it to our YouTube channel. So keep an eye on that. And Charles is going to send me any information that you guys need. And if you're signed up for our email list, you're going to be getting our Core Weekly today, and all of that information will be included in there. If you're not, let us know in the comment or in the comments on the video, and we'll get you signed up for that. But as far as that, I think this was I think we did a good job, didn't we?
Yeah, you did great, Joel. Thank you.
I did great by not showing my face so much. Yeah, it was really fun. But no, seriously, thank you guys. And again, Matt, I told you we've got some openings in July, the end of July, and then August. I think we need to revisit this because it's going to be right at the very end of that slow season. People are going to be maybe open to hearing this again. So Matt will definitely be back to tell you more about Advisor HR. And my mouth is not working right now, which is weird because I haven't been talking. You guys are the one that's been talking. So thank you, Charles. Thank you, Matt. And with that, I think we are going to let you guys get on with your day. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.